Hello and welcome to the Raceroom Pro experience. I'm going to have my pre-ritual sip of tea as is customary. I'm Jord and today we're going to be driving the BMW M235i at Zandvoort. We qualified P14, which was pretty decent actually. A nice mid-pack sort of qualifying position for us. So here we are at the start. We do get past one car, but another car gets past us, so we're kind of exactly where we started. I brake a lot later into T1, trying to go around the outside, but still trying to leave as much space as I can. And there's cars just everywhere. This is such a narrow track. You can see me looking everywhere, just trying to make sure I'm leaving enough space for everyone. As one car in front goes off, I make contact with this red car, come off the power to let him regain control of his car. That's going to let a blue car go right round my outside, and I've got these two cars behind me as well, so it's only the first few corners and it's absolutely kicking off. And this is exactly what this race is like from start to finish. An absolute belter of a race, this one I've got for you today. Now we get a better exit around that corner than this blue car. Have a look around the outside, but there's nothing quite there. He's really slow on the apex, having to slam on the brakes. Luckily, the car behind did the same thing, so we didn't lose out on any positions. And yeah, we just kind of took him behind here, and we've got to keep one eye on his mirror here, because this car behind is having a look up us inside, but we get a much better exit when we took into the slipstream of this blue car. I'm asking what position I'm in, because I don't have a clue at this point. We're in 13th, so we've made up one position from the start, which isn't bad going. Again, that blue car very slow on the apex, so we have to go out really wide to try and avoid him, and that messes up our next corner. But we just tuck back in, and hopefully we'll make it through lap 1 with no major incidents. So we get past through safely, and we've made up one position, so not a bad start actually, especially in a pro lobby where a lot of these drivers are better than me. I mean, they're all better than me in the rookie lobbies, to be fair, but I'm quite happy with the start. As we go into T1, it looks like there's an absolute massive battle ahead of us. So I do want to try and get involved in that if I can, and make up a few places and progress through the field. Now, I did feel like, at the time, I was actually quicker than this blue car in front of me, but I think this little pack that I'm in here, we were all a similar pace, but there was a black car leading the pack that were kind of slowing everyone down. And as you can see, when everyone gets bunched together like this, there's gonna be some incidents and some argy-bargy, so very unfortunate. There were some contacts which caused the red car to go past. We're going to get onto the back of this blue car once again, just trying to stay with him, thinking about a move up the inside, but I didn't commit to anything. We were a bit too far back for anything there. I'm going to go out really wide now, swing the car in and get on the power really early, and as you can see, that's going to get us right up the back of him. And he leaves a gap around the outside for the next corner, so I have a little think about it. We go side by side, but he does manage to get the apex, and I make sure I leave enough space for him there. As we get out of this corner, his car has a bit of a squirm. We have to lift off to try and avoid missing him, but once again I go really wide for this corner, try and get a better exit. But there's nothing that can come of it, and I was getting very frustrated at this point. Because I knew I was quicker than this guy, and I knew I needed to get past, but Zandvoort's such a narrow track, it's just so hard to overtake. But yeah, we took into his slipstream now, looking for the brake marker for T1. A bit too far back for a move, so I swing out wide once again and try and get that better exit, take a later apex, and these cars in front of us now getting really bunched up. And it's slowing the blue car down, and it's slowing me down. If you look in my mirrors, you'll notice the car behind's getting closer and closer. So we have to lift off again to avoid this blue car, but I'm pretty sure he's doing the same to avoid the cars in front of him. They have got a bit of a gap now, and that white car in front of the blue car is just right up the tail of the car ahead, so they're kind of battling it out. I brake a little bit earlier, once again taking a much wider line and getting more power down. Didn't really work out for us that time though. I did notice the blue car were quite slow around that corner, as those cars ahead are just absolutely going hammer and tong at each other. And we get told by the crew chief as front left is hot, which it always is at Zandvoort. And I tried to sneak one up the inside of the blue car here, but he's got the wider line, so he's got the better exit this time. And they're all in a line, and all the time this is happening, this car behind is just making so much ground on me. As I'm looking in my mirror now, looking for him, I just give a little bit of contact to the car ahead. It's nothing too bad though, we can all carry on. But it just goes to show I need to work on my concentration a little bit. 1 minute you're looking in front of you, 1 minute you're looking behind you, never knowing what's going to happen. As we come round the last corner now, onto the next lap, and this is where things get really interesting. Now the white car's made it past this black car, the blue car goes to the inside, I see the gap on the outside, so I go for that, brake as late as I possibly can, turn in a bit too early and just bang doors with the black car. And that's going to let the car behind have a look up us inside, but it's a bit too narrow, so we get more power down outside the corner. Now I know I'm faster than this black car, he was the one holding everyone up, so I just need to find a way past him if I can, but at the same time we're having to defend for his lives from this car behind, who's pretty much in the same situation I was, with the car in front is being held up by another car in front. So we've got to find a way past this next car. We've just got to, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere in the race. Again, the car behind, having a look up the inside, I make sure to leave the space, but I switch it to the inside, go defensive now, and that's going to cause this little pack ahead of us to pull away a little bit, and I'm very concerned because I don't want that happening. But once again, these three guys in front of me having an absolute battle royale. As I try and get a better exit. There's a little bit of contact in front of us, as we're going to pull right up behind them once again now. And I make a very similar mistake to what I made before, where right now I'm looking in my mirrors, I'm making sure that car doesn't have a way past, and I accidentally end up punting this black car off. Now, in my defence, the black car did turn into me as I went for that gap. So we were both at fault a little bit there. We could have both done something to avoid that incident, but yeah, it is what it is. It's just a racing incident where I think both of us lost a bit of concentration. But yeah, so a few laps later now, the two cars ahead have pulled away a little bit, but I've got this car behind right back on my tail again, and my front left tyre after all that battling is just absolutely dead. So trying to defend as much as we can with absolutely dead tyres, as that car goes a little bit too wide trying to get the power down. But we live to fight for another few corners. Speaking of which, these kind of last few corners, I was a little bit quicker than this guy, so if I could just defend for the first two sectors, I knew I'd be alright. Now that blue car ahead of us has spun off, which is going to give that car in front a lot of free air, which means this is going to be his finishing position now if we can just hold on to it from this guy behind, who's puts up a really good fight actually. As we come now to I believe this is the second to last lap, and we're just coming out of sector 1 into sector 2. I go defensive once again on this corner, just trying to keep a nice tight line. He goes out a little bit wide, and I'm just going to park my car on the apex, not give him a gap to get through. I'm going to go to the inside for the next corner once again, just get the car right on that apex, nice tight line, not give him a way through, and he's going to just follow us all the way. Now I did try squeezing him to the left, but he switched it to the right. A very good move by him. We're now on the outside, we've got to brake as late as possible, which we do. Get the car turned around, and again, right on the apex, just not giving him a way past. This guy, he was throwing absolutely everything in the book at me. I mean, fair play to him. He was putting me under so much pressure, even here. And it really made me fight for this position, which was it was just a brilliant race. I love it when you're going at it with each other like this. It was really good. As we come on now to what I believe is the last lap. Once again, this is the end of Sector 1, and he's holding right back up against us. This is such a hard corner when your tyres are dead. There's just no grip on the front at all. As we don't really need to go defensive here, but my car's just understeering so much that he's got right onto the back of us. Once again, right on the apex, just not letting him past. It must have been so frustrating for him. I have to say, I were in the same position as him earlier. And it is very frustrating when you know you're quicker than someone, but you just can't get past. But like I say, I'm well within my rights to defend from him, even if I am quicker. But again, we go to the inside. I did overcook it slightly, but we managed to get the thing swung round, and we managed to defend. If I can just get past the last 2 corners now, we will have held on to, I believe we're in P10, so we'll have made it into the top 10. 1 more corner to go, and then we're just going to try and get the power down as soon as we can. And there we are, and you'll see me now breathe a massive sigh of relief. What an intense battle that was, and what an absolutely brilliant race. And I didn't realise until watching this back afterwards, the guy behind did actually say a well done to us in the chat. But what a race that was. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'd much appreciate that. And I'll see you all in the next one.